the C65 Super Compressor Elite from Christopher Ward. This is our review. But first, I'm not a watch expert, I'm just a watch nerd, so if I say anything wrong, or you just want to fight, go down into the comments and say it. And whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button as well? Support us directly. Would be very, very much appreciated. So, the C65 Super Compressor Elite from Christopher Ward. I've been wearing this a few weeks, Terry's been wearing it too. And my thoughts can be summed up thus. I want one. I really want one. So let's talk you through why. In all honesty, the specs wouldn't imply I want one. So it's a genuine super compressor, which if you're unfamiliar, means that the deeper the watch gets, the pressure from the ocean or the water on the case squeezes down on the gaskets, makes it more watertight, up to a point. But it's a 41mm case, it's a cushion case, and it fits very, very comfortably. In all honesty, it wears large for 41mm. I think it wears very large. Would you agree with me on that, Terry?
I think it does actually for 41mm.
Yeah, it wears very large for 41mm, but I still think it wears very, very comfortably. And also it doesn't wear massively either. For a watch with a internal bezel and everything. I love the way it wears. Its thickness, it's a chonker. It is a chunky boy. It's 13.75mm with a lug-to-lug of 47.12mm. It's a fairly long boy as well, but not overly long. Like the Bel Canto, for example, is a 41mm diameter in a 48mm length. These are some things that are very good about the watch though, are absolutely excellent. So the movement is the Sellita SW300-1, which, if you're unfamiliar, is an automatic COSC certified movement, which means the accuracy is -4 plus 6 seconds a day, which in all honesty, it's a small part of the watch, but I love that aspect of the watch. The fact it's COSC certified just adds something that I don't find usually bothers me that much, but it just makes this watch feel even more solid and dependable than it already does. And that's from a timekeeping perspective rather than a sporty reliability perspective. The strap size bothers me very slightly because it's 22mm. And that's because I have a massive bias to 20mm because all of my straps are 20mm. But that doesn't bother me. What does bother me though is when this watch is on a bracelet. I don't like it on the bracelet, I'll be honest. Because it's 41mm, a 22mm bracelet just looks huge on it. It swamps the dial, which means I love the strap on this watch. Power reserve is also excellent. So the power reserve is 56 hours, which it's decent. It's a decently good power reserve. It's far over 2 days. Can't complain about that at all. Taking it to the back of the watch quickly, you can't see the movement, but what you can see is the compressor system, like the springs or whatever they are, and it looks really cool. It makes this watch a bit different and a bit more funky compared to just turning it over and seeing Christopher Ward's standard movements. It just makes it a little bit different, and I really, really rate that, especially compared to their old super compressor that they made. So let me cover the dial quickly. The dial has some graphs and stuff that I have absolutely no way of explaining to you because I don't understand them, but they add a lot of lovely, lovely, lovely colour to the dial, which matches the strap perfectly. And in all honesty, the dial is so much fun. It's got an orange tipped seconds hand and an orange minute hand, and honestly, it's just lovely. It's also got an inner rotating bezel, which you use from the push down, pull out crown at 2 o'clock. The only crown on this that is screw down is the crown at 4 o'clock, which brings me to my next point. Could be why this watch, for a diver, for an honest to God super compressor, is only 150 meters water resistant, which is weird, I'll admit. I don't know why it's not something like 200 or 300. Quite a few people I've talked to have been put off the lack of water resistance on this watch. Doesn't bother me. It's more than enough for anything I will possibly need it for. I have heard it theorized that 150 meters is where the compressionness kicks in and they can't rate it for more than that because then the case becomes slightly malleable or whatever. But 150 meters seems like a slightly low figure to actually give the watch. Again, doesn't bother me, but it's something that you guys need to be aware of when you're spending a not inconsiderable amount on a dive watch. It's 150 meters. Now let me take it back to the straps. So I got it delivered from Christopher Ward. This is a review sample. Once again, thank you very much, Andy and Patrick. You guys are the best for sorting us out review samples. I'm known for liking Christopher Wards on bracelets. Any watch. I'm known for liking them on bracelets, wanting them on a bracelet, and wanting the straps after the fact. So they shipped this to me on a bracelet. They also shipped it to me on the strap, which they've never done before. And I think I know why. It was because I took the watch out on the bracelet and I went, this is nice. The lug ends are flat, which means it looks a bit weird on a bracelet. It looks a bit odd, especially on a cushion case and stuff. I didn't love it on the bracelet. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Put it on the strap. This lovely, funky teal and orange strap with a beautiful texture underneath to make it all airy and everything. It touched my wrist. I did it up. And suddenly any problems I might have with this watch melted away. Because in all honesty, it's so much fun. And it's so usable. Because it's got a high level of water resistance, maybe not enough for some of you. It's solid, it's COSC certified, and it's fun. And I fell in love with it. There was something very primal about it, in all honesty. It's got its issues. It doesn't have enough water resistance. It needs more lume. The lume on it is not a lot for a dive watch. But I fell in love with it. It's lovely. Terry, what did you think when you were wearing it?
I thought it was super fun. The colours on the graphs and the strap instantly catch people's eyes. I had so many people asking questions about it.
Yeah, and it gives off such a vintage feel as well. If you get its profile, the curve on the sapphire is so pronounced that you get a really beautiful distortion effect around the edges of the dial. And not to mention whenever you do like a wrist roll or something, the distortion on the dial is beautiful. Honestly, I know I've given some points of improvement, criticised this watch a little bit in this video, but I cannot understate how much I like this watch.
I didn't even notice when wearing it how chunky it is. I think that's because the strap has a bit of a chunk to it, that it kind of masks the chunkiness of it. I never felt like I was wearing fat off Tudor on my wrist.
It is actually really comfortable. I can't describe how comfortable it is for how chunky it is, particularly on this strap. Terry hasn't tried it on the bracelet. Strap's the way to go for this one. I don't think I'd wear it on the bracelet if I got it on the bracelet. I think I'd actually get it on the strap. I think it's a great strap. I think it's a great choice for it. And it looks phenomenal. It's just a fun, usable, great piece. And that brings me to my last point. What's the price on this COSC certified 150 meter genuine compression diver? Because it's also a genuine compression diver, so that's really bloody cool. If you want it on the bracelet, it's £1,520, £1,520 on a bracelet. And on this strap, it's £1,395. But as I said, this is the way to go. It's a good watch. I fell in love with it the moment it touched my wrist, and I just wanted to keep wearing it. I think if I were spending my money on a Christopher Ward, I might get this over a Belcanto. I think I have more of an emotional connection with it, even though the Belcanto made me grin like a fucker every single time it chimed. But this just makes me smile every time I look at it as well. What do you guys think of this watch? Do you hate the water resistance? Or do you love the colours? Go down into the comments, let us know. And whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button, become a channel member? That would be amazing. And whilst we're on the subject of channel members, well done and thank you to all of ours on screen now. You guys are the absolute best. And to everyone else, if you're watching this video, you're great too, and watch yourselves.